Welcome to this unboxing of the biggest Horus Heresy miniatures to date. Imperial Fist Legion Praetor, Imperial Fist Legion Praetor in Terminator armor. Okie dokie, first thing we need to address is the size. These things are bigger than the previous iterations of Horus Heresy miniatures. I can recognize there's a problem for some people. I can recognize there's a problem. For me, I prefer the larger scale. I wouldn't want them to be hidebound. I wouldn't want them to be shackled to previous iterations of the scale. So, for example, we have the Mark IV armor. The legs are quite weedy, the legs are quite small. Overall, it's quite a small, ill-proportioned miniature. It's a great, well-sculpted miniature, but the proportions are a little bit off. Especially when you compare it to things like this, where a normal human sort of towers over an Astartes, which is something that, I mean, it's a problem with the original scale rather than a problem with these, I think. But I do understand the argument that people may be off-put with this new scale. I would always suggest embrace modernity, right? Embrace change. It's coming, whether you like it or not. Okay, so shall we open these things and put them together? Okay, let's have a look at the miniature first, shall we? Let's zoom in a little bit. So we have the sword with the Templar symbol. We have this outrageously gorgeous twirl pattern, and the placement of the fingers is really nice. Now, I do believe this is Simon Egan's first digital sculpt, and you can tell he's starting to come to, well, master this new system, because the proportions are gorgeous. I mean, upscaled, sure, but the proportions are very, very nice. Just the articulation of the fingers, it's very realistic. Even the fiber bundles, you have added detail in here. So this is the, I guess, extra level of detailing somebody like Simon can add to CAD. CAD in and of itself isn't a bad thing. You put a good sculpture on there and you can create... Geez Louise, look at this cloak. So this cloak will become very popular, I think, with Horus Heresy enthusiasts, or anybody needing a cloak at all. It's gorgeous. You're going to hear me repeat that quite a bit. I've studied these pictures online. I'm very excited to get these in hand. And even like the bubbling detail we have here, the honeycomb structure. Okay, and unlike other digital sculpts where sort of details can bleed into one another and they sort of become soft and you're not sure where one portion begins and the other ends, there's a very clear line between these two details, between the cloth and the armor. And the cloth itself, it doesn't overlap in a way that it sort of ignores the underlying structure, which again can happen with 3D sculpts. Everything is clean and crisp and it's readable. It's a very readable miniature. Again, you have that honeycomb structure here. My one disappointment is that we didn't see a head. Normally with these Praetor sets you do get an alternate head, an unhelmeted version. Again, we have this filigree pattern mimicked here, and the Templar cross here. Everything's clean and crisp. I can't see any of those fingerprint marks that sometime appear on digital sculpts. None of that so far. Again, this cloak is just ridiculous. That's a ridiculously nice cloak. That's going to be extremely popular. That's a part. Okay. Okay, it's Tartaros design. I'm not sure whether that's causing a bit of consternation in the community, whether they people want it as Cataphracti for that additional armor save. Because when you combine it with this shield, I believe you get a +1. Wow, look at that sword. Sorry. You get a +1. Damn, this will make an amazing sword for Emperor's champion conversions. Holy hell. Yeah, you get +1 invulnerable save. Again, very clean, crisp details. I'm not going to be objective whatsoever. I love the sculpt. I love the upscaling. I love the new size. I hope the Heresy continues in the scale. Because if we can get sculpts like this, more the merrier. Okay, let's have a look at the shield. I'm not sure whether Simon did the original Black Templar shields, like the really old Forge World ones. But I mean, given the filigree and the texture and the detailing, I wouldn't put it past him to have done that. Possible conversion. So we'll compare the size of the Praetors next to Sigismund. Okay, even like the interior detailing here is well done. There's not a portion of this miniature that's been ill-considered or forgotten about. Feels like every detail has been rendered as professionally as any of others of Simon's sculpts. If it was indeed he who did it. Just the... Okay, this is another great detail because again, with 3D sculpts, sometimes you can have like soft melding of detail together, but no, it's all crisp, it's all so sharp. And it doesn't sort of like lift off, it curves in sympathy with the shoulder pad. It's not a flat texture laid on and then the excess being made up. It's just masterful. It really is. Helmet with some truges. So that's the leather straps. And more truges. Okay, I can't wait any longer. Let's stick it together. The assembly of the miniature went quite smoothly. It's surprisingly just how accurate the bits fit together. They almost felt like they snapped in place. So it's a very accurate join we have here that I didn't quite feel a similar thing, especially with older Forge World products. So overall, the build quality of the miniatures has improved remarkably. I do like the new scale. We'll be seeing comparison photos and videos in a little bit to Sigismund and the Mark IV Marine. At eye level, they don't appear to be as overwhelming as some photos have portrayed them. Handling them in person, I didn't feel like this was a shift to the Primaris scale. It's more of an upscaling in line with the modern Chaos Space Marine range. The larger scale offers more opportunities for better details, and especially when it's given to a sculptor like Simon. If it is Simon, if it is somebody else who sculpted these, please get in touch and I'll offer an apology. But these sculpts are just mind-blowingly good, dynamic. So I mean, these could easily be marketed as character pieces. The power armor Praetor could be Cambodias fighting at Terra. They are that good in quality. It's just mind-blowing, and I'm a little bit jealous as a Blood Angel player and a Sons of Horus player that these, or the sculptor, didn't work on those Praetors. So concluding thoughts. Yes, they are bigger than the original Marines. Will it invalidate your previous armies? No, it won't. It won't invalidate it in the same way that your Rogue Trader Marines aren't invalidated, and that subsequent generations of Mark IV, Mark III, whatever Mark armor are invalidated in the new game system. We need to embrace change, we need to embrace this upscaling, because it's happening, and it does produce better results, better sculpts. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to see this painted, please subscribe to the Patreon, where there's already a library of everything to do with the Horus Heresy, including Primarchs, how to sculpt, army painting tutorials. We are hosting as much as possible the courses that we host on the weekend via the Patreon. So everything you can learn there, you can learn via digital medium. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video, which should be painting these things.